this video, I'm going to teach you how to use your templates in Canva. So I'm inside of Podia. You should have received an email that would take you to the front page of Podia. So this is the dashboard, and you will have all of the courses or packages that you own. So I'm going to show you how to work with the drag and drop designer toolkit files, and we're just going to go through and look at what exactly you'll need to do. So it should look like this once you get inside, and if you notice, there's Illustrator templates and then there's Canva templates. So we have to download the file, and so I'm just going to download it right to my downloads, and then what you will receive is a PDF with the links to access your files. So you can basically, here are the 25 done for you page layouts, and then these are the freestyle templates for you to be able to make your own layouts. So we'll just go ahead and click on the link, and you can use this in the free version of Canva or in the paid, and you'll see this little message. A template created by Amber Fox was shared with you. So you can go ahead and click use template, and it will open up right inside of Canva. And so now that you're working in this template, you should be able to make your changes. And then if you need to go back and get it again, you can just go right back to these layouts right here and open it again, and you won't change anything if you're using it as a template. So then you basically just need to go in and start changing things to match your brand. So I'm going to pretend this is a household chores page that I'm making. And so I'm just going to type that in and start kind of playing with the fonts and see what looks good and what I like. And I'm really giving this not any design thought. I just want to show you exactly how to work the template. So I don't want you to think that I have no design sense, but I'm really just showing you how exactly you're going to go through and change it. So you can, if this happens where you see it's like in two lines, you just pull it out a little bit and give this text box a little more space for the letters to sit. And so sometimes Canva can be finicky. See how it wants to snap like that? So if you need it to be less finicky, just zoom in a little bit more, and you should have a little more ability to move it where you want it to. So if you want to change the font size, you can highlight it all and come up to the top and change it. And then, like I said, you can also change the style of the font. So I'll leave this like this, and then I want to show you how you can bring in a few more elements to make it look branded to your style. So I'm going to upload, and I'm going to upload a set of papers just to give it a little bit of interest. So I will do this one, and you'll see how it just adds just a little bit of a dimension to the project that you're working on. So it's going to be obviously not the same size because this would be a 12 by 12 page, and I want to make this probably pretty transparent because I just want a touch of it. And then I want to make sure that it's all the way in the back. Okay, so that looks good, but then I want to darken what I'm doing so it really shows up on this paper. And so I'm going to go ahead and just start changing the colors, and then you can see if you change, for example, this one to the dark blue, and it says down here, change gray to dark blue, change all. So now you can see that it did go ahead and change them all. It doesn't always grab the text. So we'll just come in here and pick this color. Now, this isn't necessarily anything I would choose to make. I would probably work with the color palette that's in these pages that I have highlighted for you, or that I brought in for you. But this is just to show you an example of what it can look like when you do your own designing. So really, once you have it set like this, you can just start to choose different colors or play with the layouts. Maybe you want these to be a solid color instead. So you could bring in a square and add it in, and then make this a pinkish color. And I'm not actually choosing anything that matches here because I don't have my color picker on this computer, but you get the idea. Basically, you can play around with all of these things and just add your own designability to it. And by the time you're done, you'll see that just these black and white or these gray and white templates are really capable of making you some pretty neat looking products. So when we zoom out, you can see how we took this one gray grid and changed it into something that looks a little bit more styled to what you want. So now let's say you're going to use the freestyle templates to design your pages. So we'll come back over here and open up the PDF, and then I'm going to open up a few of these pages here because I want to use them to make my own set of things. So I have these all open, and the way that I'm going to use these is just to start with a basic design. And so we'll do an 8.5 by 11, and I always forget to change it to inches, so don't forget to do that. 8.5 by 11, and then I have my templates opened here. So what I'm going to do is just come in and copy them and paste them into the design that I want to work on. And then I'll grab, just again, I'm not putting like a lot of thought into what I'm doing right now, but I more just want you to see how to use them. This is just for instruction's sake. So I probably don't need all of these lines, so I'll just grab a few. And this is looking like an ugly layout here, but this is the basics of how you would do it. So let's just bring this over here. I have no idea what I would even name this, so just bear with me. But I want to show you how I make a margin. So I grab one of these squares and I bring it down to 0.5 if it will let me. Sometimes it's a little finicky. No, it wants to stay at 0.6, but that's okay. So I'm going to put it on the edge and then duplicate it and bring it to this edge. So now you can see that I know which parameters to work in. And most of my templates, or all of my templates, will have that 0.5 margin when they're the done for you pages. So you'll be able to pretty much be able to count on that. So I am going to group this so I can use it as so I can move it around however I want to. And then let's just say I want to add a box up here. So I'll duplicate this and we'll bring it here so the margin matches. And, just basically starting to play around with it a little bit. Now, if I want my lines you can see how they're sticking over the margin. The easiest way to do this is just to turn these margins to white, and then you can see that it fits nicely within the margin. So basically, this is how you're going to use the templates. You're going to pull them in from the template that I gave you, and you'll just start laying them out. And again, this gives you a little bit more ability to style them, where with the done for you pages, they're done. So you see that you can put in maybe a text here for a title, and you can put fancy title, whatever you're going to call this, put it in here just to indicate to your customer that they should be writing whatever it is you're making right here. And then you could change the font to something fancy. Whenever it does that, just pull it out a little bit, and basically, you can start designing however you think or you see fit. So let's say I want to change, and that's the only thing you have to watch for is this square is there. So you want to be careful when you're grabbing things. So I'm going to ungroup this and just show you very quickly how to change the color if you wanted to change the color on it. Now, you can see here in the bottom it says change all gray to this orange. So if I click that, now I have a bunch of orange boxes. And then maybe I want to change this to a teal. So now I've changed this and customized it a little bit so it's looking more like something that I want rather than just an out-of-the-box gray template. So hopefully this helps. You can see the basics of how to use Canva. And again, these aren't layouts that I would necessarily do, but it's more just to show you how to use the templates. And don't be afraid to put them in places and move things around and make changes and just have fun with them, because it really is fun to design printables.